to the show. You are still watching Arise 360. My name is Kachi Ofia. Now, there is a lot to unpack today in the world of arts and culture, so we're just going to get right in. Some of you know her as a dancer. Everyone knows her as a dancer, but she's so much more than that, so much more than a dancer. She is a mother, she is a teacher, she is a friend, she is a guide, and she is a doctor. Hello, okay? Kaffy, Dr. Kaffy joins us on Arise 360. I am so happy to see you and shake your blessed hands because thank you. Because listen, this is like legendary. Listen, I'm tapping into your legendary grace.
Yeah,
I'm sharing it.
Yes.
Take it.
Welcome, Kaffy.
Honestly,
good to have you here.
Yes, I'm very happy to be here. I was watching you ladies from the waiting room, and I was like, I like people that have sense.
Nice. Thank you. We are trying. Thank you so much. But really, though, Kaffy, I mean, like, your journey has been has been a journey. That's how I'll put it. Because I define a journey as the good, the bad, and the ugly. So having a bit of everything inside of it. But if there's one thing that has stayed true, it is Kaffy. You understand? That Kaffy that we remember from that Guinness World that was dancing and said, I'm going to keep going, I'm not going to stop. That same resilience is the resilience that you're still living with yourself now, that you're growing with your children, with your legendary status. Everyone is looking up to Kaffy. Talk to me about that and just the process of keeping that every morning, that reminder, waking up in that consciousness. What's that like for you?
It's hard to articulate all of that in a few sentences or paragraphs. There are like pages and pages and stories to tell. But I would say that looking back, I am very grateful for every moment. The pain especially, I'm grateful for the pain more than the wins, because the pain created the wins. And the evolution and the growth came from those places of challenges, whether it's emotional, whether it was psychological, physical, financial, career. The challenges were there because of the capacity of whom God has created within me to become. So that journey, coming from this part of the world, where dance is considered the least, honorable, marketable, commercially viable career choice, it was really frowned upon in the beginning. Like, okay, we know culturally that there's some essence to it, and we display it whenever the country or the government decides that they want to show off our cultural heritage. But outside that wall, there's absolutely nothing there. And I came in that spot believing in the value of human exchange. And I wanted to prove the point that cuts across every career choice. You're sitting down here right now, you're exchanging value through the medium of information and communication. And people are able to enlighten their minds and make decisions of what you research. That is value exchange. Yeah. So if I am dancing, and dance is beyond what people see it, so educating and creating awareness for it was the first step. Okay, let people know that this dance theory they talk. First of all, it improves cognitive reasoning. It is fantastic for retentive memory. It is beautiful for the essence of being because your confidence is boosted and all of these are things that money cannot buy that dance does for you. It's fantastic for your fitness and wellness, your health and the quality of life. I can go on and on to tell you about the ecosystem that dance serves. It is not Nigeria's fault that they didn't see that too quickly. I came here to open their eyes to that and look at it. I'll be 25 years in the industry next year, and it is grown.
We have to do a party.
So many things they happen now.
See,
don't worry.
festival.
It is definitely. We are shutting it down. It's called the Kaffy Creative Expo. It's a 5-day celebration at Landmark next year.
Hey.
So there's a lot going on. Let me save the gist.
No, but I mean, 25 years is a huge deal, Jennifer, isn't it?
Yes, it is.
I actually met Kaffy in 2012 for a show. I don't know if you can remember. And you performed at Music Miss Runway with your whole crew. And let me tell you something. Right after then, I think you had a baby.
Yes.
And I was there when you were with your baby and you were rehearsing. And you take breaks and you'll be like, I'm like, oh my God, this woman is incredible, non-stop, even with the baby.
Yes.
How do you do it? How is that balance like for you? To have the family life, children,
work,
and
career,
work.
and all that. I get this question a lot. It almost sometimes seems generic, but it's not because there are different facets to it. Okay. The first important thing is who you are from within, okay? And that is all you have to give. So if you're not stable, if you're not okay, it is hard to be okay as a parent. So the first thing for me is love. And love puts you in that position where you just have to be aware of all that it is that your existence is responsible for. So bringing out a life through you, giving that privilege to be a mother, there's a part of life you just need to give towards that. And for me, I really did not want my kids to be raised by caregivers. So the early stages, they were with me almost everywhere. Like anybody hires me, like, you must have a suite available because I'm going to bring my kids, even if I'm going to have help or nannies. I want to be like there. I run away, I walk away, I away. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And you know, we've heard all these terrible stories about caregivers and all of that. And I've had my own fair share of bad experiences. I was part of the lucky ones that didn't get through to that terrible sexual abuse, but it was close to that. And it was by cousins, uncles, aunties too. Yeah, so people think it's only the men, but the women can be. So that's what it's
Funny enough,
anybody.
I didn't even know the women were also
Oh,
like,
the women.
especially family.
The female households do that. To
Especially to the boy and the girl child.
Yes.
My own experience was my family thinking I was safer if they kept me with a friend's daughter. Yeah, and can imagine I am in the same house with another auntie, how we are sleeping. What's happening? And I'm wondering, what's auntie doing? Do you get what I'm saying? But thank God I was aware to know enough that I don't want to go there anymore. I don't want to be in that space anymore. So I found out that 99% of the time are people you trust.
That's scary.
People think that those that abuse kids hate kids. No, be careful of those that show so much love to your kids as well.
God.
That is the only way they can get the kids to trust them.
Do you know, I am actually spooked.
Because you'll be thinking,
You'll be thinking,
this person like my Pekin, it's always protecting my child. They will protect the child. That is one thing they love. I've been thought about it. Why do you think kids fall victim to pedophiles?
That makes sense.
Because they actually trust them.
Because they actually love kids. It's just that they're wired to now go cross boundaries. They treat kids like lovers. So how would you treat a lover? With kindness, with care, with protection, even overprotectiveness. So you'll be like, that guy, he can beat somebody for my daughter. Think about that as well.
You know what? I feel like now I need a moment. But I will process this.
Well, it's definitely good for awareness.
It is.
for awareness.
Definitely good.
It is.
People need to know this.
People
that
definitely
it's happening
need
right
to.
in front of us.
When we say monsters, they are not always going there. Some of them are very nice and kind and loving.
Exactly.
But that's why the Bible says sheep, but wolf in sheep clothing. What does sheep clothing mean? They have all the attributes of sheep.
Soft,
But inside of
fluffy,
them,
nice.
Yes, inside of them are
Innocent
wolves.
looking.
Innocent
Now,
looking,
Kaffy, you speak up. That's one thing everyone knows you for. Like, if you need to lend your voice, Kaffy, you are lending it quick. How do you, teach your kids to do same?
My children, if I wish they were here right now, I train them, or else I'm giving the opportunity to express myself to them differently. I want them to have a voice of their own. We are in the African environment where we stifle the voices of children. It's oppressive. In as much as it looks like we are training them. When you don't talk, you don't talk. When you don't tell, you don't tell. There's a place for some of those guardians, but we have to be careful not to cross the line of diminishing the existence of another human who you are given an opportunity to bring to earth. We don't own kids. We are guided lights towards them, for them. And they absorb who we are because we are the only one they look up to. So if you want to break the spirit of your daughter, making right decisions about men, you are breaking it from 8 years old, you're breaking it from 5 years old. If you want to grow the confidence of your son to choose better, to deal better, to be better, you build it from 5 years old, you build it from 4 years old. But when you break them down at those ages and they retract out of fear, not love, then you are going to build an adult that has inner child wounds that have to deal with. I had to deal with mine. So I'm aware, I'm in my most conscious state of mind to be able to let people know that it does exist, because in Africa, we don't talk about that.
No.
We only, anytime there's a problem, village people, mommy, we blame everybody else. But let me tell you, the core of the problem is within and not without. So my kids have that opportunity to express, and we have conversations. Even up to what I do, that I don't want them to adopt at the age. They were like, okay, but why are you doing it? I'm like, okay, first of all, let's look at the age factor. Let me use, for example, alcohol. So I'm not like like I drink. You know, a lot of people don't even know I do because it's not something that I engage in a lot. But once in a while, I indulge, right?
Okay.
So the only place I can't hide it is at home, right? So when I'm doing it while I'm at home, and kids were like, "Mom, but you say you should not be drinking this thing." I'll say yes. First of all, overconsumption. There's gauge to everything. But I said, "Mommy, how can there be gauge to poison?" That's how they talk to me. So how can there be a gauge? I looked, my son said, I looked it up, and research says that no matter the level of alcohol, it is still, I said, yes. Actually, now we're talking about biologically now. Yeah, so we're now going debate. So I would say, okay, the human body has the ability to be able to remove that toxin for your body within this amount of days. So say, are you going to really take it at this time? At this time? I say, yes.
What
okay,
in the world? I would be like, hey,
exactly. So we don't do that. I don't do that, but it doesn't mean that I don't have discipline or I don't have, because there are certain levels of discipline that my children naturally adopt, because that's what you are. You can't give what you don't have. So when I leave them somewhere public, maybe a restaurant, or maybe at a hotel, and they go by themselves to wander for breakfast, when I come downstairs, the feedback is usually awesome. They're like, sorry, your children are so well behaved. Sorry, your kids, even in school, I get accosted by their teachers when they were going to school. Now they're homeschooled. They go to school and they're like, your son is the best I've ever seen. Your daughter is. So for me, I'm grateful to God
that's nice.
that this kind of parenting, I would say, is working. It's not perfect. There's no perfection anywhere, but I would say I am the light they have right now. I just have to keep working on myself so I can reflect the best for them.
Kaffy, you know, when I look at you, right, because, I mean, we got to wrap up, but we barely touched the surface in this conversation, so you have to come again. We just even started. We need more time. Now that I think about it. Yeah. But I just want you to know that I am grateful for you, Kaffy. Like, I am so grateful for you. No, really. We're grateful. And I'll tell you why. Because this industry is not an easy space.
Oh, it's dark.
It's dark.
Especially
and
for
humanity in the industry, it's hard to keep it. But you have that.
Yes, you do.
You have that. You still have your heart. It's still soft. Your heart is beating. It's pumping blood. And I'm grateful to you for that. I am grateful to you for that.
I am
nice.
Ooh, this is
such
so
a
beautiful.
legend. Well done.
Wow.
Well done. Congratulations. All your flowers are given to you. All your flowers. You deserve it.
This is so beautiful. I'm short of words. I don't want to say anything on top of that. I just want to say, God bless you for proving to the world that women can, pick your crown.
Are you playing? Standard. When I see it, I know it. And one thing I always say is, like, I'm an empath. I can feel people. I can feel people, right? And as soon as you walked in here, I just felt you. I'm like, this person has a heart. And I'm grateful for that.
Wonderful.
Okay. And that's Arise 360 today. Thank you for being a part of the show. Thank you, Kaffy. Thank you, Jennifer.
Thank you, Kachi.
It's a weekend. What are you going to be doing?
Watching movies.
Amazing. What are you going to be doing?
I am helping creative directing for Kenny Black's. So we're on a rehearsal production for his show. So we're working really hard.
Well, it's going to be a long weekend. I hope you have a great one as well. Goodbye, and thank you for watching.